boom, boom. Okay, all right. So I was getting a bunch of delays and whatnot like that to my internet. All of a sudden, it was just so unnormal and so uncommon. So I decided to record it. I was like, gotcha, motherfucker. Gotcha, motherfuckers. Gotcha, motherfuckers. All right, anyway. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Close out of there, close out of there. So the title of this video is, I know that you are racist, self-serving, and support slavery, but do you? Okay, like, yo. So I'm going to just hold off on this one video because it's already just a video, but I want to go ahead and put.
We cannot link up. Only exists online. No.
So when I say that that people had, weren't really expecting for me to speak on what I was going to speak on, and that their bread and butter is to exploit me, this is what I wanted to show you.
Probably miss a lot. Continuously kept hurting them, and then you're wondering why people are trying to move on from you. How does your personality feel? Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it.
Probably miss a lot of people.
Budget and all that stuff, and Anyway, I just think that was something I realized about myself last night with that experience with her, and at first I was, I had to even stop to be like, because I didn't want to be like, again, taking anybody's shine. And when someone is talking about their accomplishments and their accolades and things like that, like, let them have their moment. You know what I mean? It was like, that wasn't my time to be like, oh, me too. Oh, no, me too. It just wasn't the time for it. So I just sat back in my seat and I listened. I let her, brag. And it wasn't bragging in a braggadocious, like, oh, I'm better than you type way. She was, she was just talking about all of her accomplishments and everything she's done, everything she's been able to do. And I'm sure she's proud of those things, but she should be very proud of those things. And maybe she needed to do that in that moment to really feel something for herself, So I just decided to, like, read the room, you know what I mean? And it's like, we don't need to personalities or, there's no competition. It's not a competition at all. And it's just like, but sometimes if you are trying to share an experience with someone in front of other people, it can come across that way. And I didn't want to come across that way in that moment. But if we ever get to cross paths again, then I'll be able to share with her, like, yeah, I see why Dennis thinks that we would, that we had so much in common because we have done a lot of the same things. And that would make total sense. So, yeah, that's all I have this morning. Trying out this new passion food drink. I need to go and, like, I need to do some errands today, but I also need to do a lot of work today. And so I'm about to get started on that. I'm hoping that this drink helps me and I don't have to get coffee. Just filter or light or something makes my teeth look yellow. I don't like that. I don't know why I get all these random requests to go live with me. It's people I don't know. You too, have a great day. Happy Friday. I'm going to get off of here in a minute and go wash my face because I have not washed my face. Have a blessed day too, Penny. See ya. Kicked out, you stupid. And now he down here is trying to get some of God's people because he hates you and he hates me and he don't want you to go to the place where his butt got kicked out of. So he wants you to go to hell with him because he already knows that's his home. He wants you to go to hell, I'm trying to tell you. Can I take this to the street for you? I love you guys. Hey, Kim. Kim said, I always want the truth. You feel me? People don't like people with the truth. Listen, I ain't got no time for that. You feel me? I don't have no time because you're not the one I'm going to answer to. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care. I'm not concerned about you or your emotions going up and down. I'm concerned about your spirit. I'm concerned about your soul. Listen here. Midget said, take it to the street. Renee said, yes, JJ, preach. Take it to the street. Here we go. I said, Lord, this is deep today. This is real deep today. Nina says, I want the ugly truth, not the sugar-coated one. Yeah. I said, Lord, this is really deep. Okay, y'all, listen. Can I take my time? I'm going to need to take my time on this one, okay? I need to take this to the streets so we can all understand it, but I need to take my time with it and allow the Holy Spirit to reveal this truth to you even more. Okay? Okay, Amy? Okay? C. Davis 441, facts, that's right. Christina said, take your time. Christina K. Cookie said, take your time. Here we go.
They need their time always to get this together. Yeah.
Matthew 13, right? I'm going to take you section by section, but I want you to hear something, okay? Listen. If you ever wanted to know if there's a heaven or a hell, well, you know it's heaven, but hell, here you go. Jesus is speaking about it. Listen, okay? Listen. I'm going to start with Matthew's, listen. This is what I want to start with. I'm going to start with Matthew's 13, okay? I'm going to Matthew's 13, okay? And I'm going to come out of the NIV version, all right? And this was the parable of the sower. Now listen, a lot of you have heard this, but listen, okay? And this is after when Jesus' mama and brother was standing outside waiting for him, and the disciples told him, your mama and your brother outside. And then Jesus said, well, who is my mother and my brother but the ones who do the will of my Father, right? Okay? Put God first, that's what I'm saying. So this was after that. Listen to that. That same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat by the lake. Such large crowds gathered around him that he got into a boat and sat in it while all the people stood on the shore. Listen. Then he told them many things in parables. What does that mean? God was taking it to the streets for them back then. He was telling them in
BS, because you can tell in the initial beginning that the conversation had switched up. Like a mother.
I was clueless out here, and I paid the price for that. There's a price for ignorance. If you have a medical office administrative degree, do you still have to get administrative training? Yes. That does not. If you're in Florida, you got to get that core comp. You need to learn the regs about the assisted living facility industry. So I want to make sure that I'm answering that question, that great question. Those are the things that I wish I had known. I'm sorry. Did you have residents from the neighbors when you run in residential neighborhoods? I think you're trying to say, did I have any issues with neighbors? No, because you won't even be, my residents, you won't pull up and know that it's an assisted living facility. Yeah, people will rip you off. I spent a lot of money. I wish it was somebody saying, hey, give me $200 just to talk for 30 minutes and talk me through an hour. That's why I'm doing this, guys. Yes, I have not made any money doing any of this stuff, that all these lives and stuff I'm doing, I'm just doing this for free. I did some consultations, and people paid me for that, like $100 or so. But I'm not, anything I'm giving you guys is just me truly saying, let me help you guys navigate. And let me get some more people into this industry so you can get out of these dead-end jobs, guys. You can stop getting working all these, I want to help you guys feel what I feel. I have freedom. I have freedom that I've never had before. This business, if you go through that tough part, if you go through the really hard parts and the tough parts, and you're gonna cry a little bit, and you're gonna feel all that. Why am I doing this? You're gonna go through that in the beginning. Arvin J, are you still on here? Arvin, are you still here? Arvin has, he's in California. He has basically some group homes or residential care homes. He has 4 residents at each. That's his capacity. That's his census, and he gets $10,000 per person. And he said it was hard in the beginning, but now He's hands off. I'm hands off from the sense of I don't have to work it anymore, but I'm not hands off in the sense of I still put my eyes on my residents. I just do that. I don't have to do that, but that's just not who I am because I need the.
Bon Dieu béni, Emilia Milka, bon Dieu touché au matin l'outil, bon Dieu touché au juge. Bon Dieu touché au son.
Seen a lot of Alexis yesterday. I seen a lot of what do you call it? Sudah ada.
Throw this one down for a bit. Everyone, throw this one up.
I love it. Now we're gonna go. This is a parable of the weeds. Listen.
That person was really like talking very like, you know, affirmative kind of situation, but it was to literally like, you know, watch me and then use me as an example in order to try to like passively chastise. But it's used for, these are people's bread and butter, as I had mentioned earlier. So I'm just going through different types of people that because it's a lot of people that will exploit me.
Waiting for this. I'm afraid because I sound as you said. Allow your inner child to come forward. Allow your body permission to finally release. Switch out.
All of a sudden, it's just not working.
Switch out. In. Switch out. Go at your own pace. In. Switch.
Lashes is making it look way more natural.
Well, you're a good little pig. Do you? Said Charlotte, looking at him with affection. Well, you're a good little pig and radiant. You shall be. I'm in this thing pretty deep now. I might as well go the limit. Tired from his rump, Wilbur lay down in the clean straw. He closed his eyes. The straw seemed scratchy, not as comfortable as the cow manure, which was always delightfully soft to lie in. So he pushed the straw to one side and stretched out in the manner. Now I want to tell you, let me finish this. I have something really important to tell you. Wilbur sighed. It had been a busy day. His first day of being terrific. Dozens of people had visited his yard during the afternoon, and he had, okay, I have to cut this short because this came to my head right now. He had to stand, hold on, can I finish? Come on, I don't want to forget this. He had, don't finish. Okay, he had to stand and pose, looking as terrific as he could. Now he was tired. Fern had arrived and seated herself quietly on her stool in the corner. Tell me a story, Charlotte, said Wilbur as he lay waiting for sleep to come. Tell me a story. Next page, we're going to be on 102. coming back in. I have something very important to tell y'all. Now I get why I think like this. So I didn't used to think like this before, y'all. When I started reading did this to me. Now, I know a lot of times people don't. You know, I was with this. I got a tutor, kind of not a tutor, but a dude who's like developing an app, and I was trying to express to him that like reading. I know I'm intelligent, but reading has opened up something that I don't think people can understand. When I speak,
are so traumatized and not able to move forward because people don't never talk about the dark corners of their lives and how they overcame those things. I'm not gonna not talk about it. So if that's how you feel, just go ahead and block me. Scroll on, because I'm not gonna stop talking about it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to, like, that's part of the reason why I suffered for so long, because I literally felt like I was the only person that went through stuff like this. And now I know that I'm not. And I know that people have been through worse, people have been through less, but a lot of family dynamics are completely and thoroughly screwed, and people won't talk about it. People won't talk about that uncle that molested them. People won't talk about it. Like, people will not talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Not gonna be quiet. Not gonna be quiet. Right? The family secrets got everybody, all the people, our people, all the people messed up. Like, because of what I do, like with the conscious parenting, people, once they realize like what I do as far as that, they tell me those deep dark secrets. And I hear from every culture. There's no culture that I haven't heard a deep dark secret from. Thank you. And again, we just keep it hush, 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 hush. Like, I met this young man at my last job. I don't know, he just seemed like one of those ones that had everything going for him, right? Nice car, lived at home, he's making his money. He's young though, I'm talking about like 21, 20. And we're working at a job where he has the abilities to elevate, you know, get promotions, do better over time, whatever. And he comes to me one day, you know, hears me talking about parenting with some other people, blah, 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 because it's healing too. When you realize how messed up and messed over you were as a kid, it's healing to know that, like, no, that wasn't right. I shouldn't have been treated that way. So he comes to me, he's like, yo, like, Alina, like, my dad has always beat me my whole life, but it's like that macho, masculine, toxic masculinity stuff, right? Because we got to talk about that too. So his dad was just beating the brakes off of him all the time, his whole adult life. And he was a twin, but his other twin was favored more than him. Or I'm sorry, he wasn't a twin, he was a triplet. But his other two siblings were favored more than him. He was the scapegoat. His other two were the golden children. No matter what he did, it was wrong. Like, what? Okay, so you say you're still stuck on how family members are not comfortable caring for each other. It has to be taught somewhere, though. It has to be taught somewhere. Like, my mom was raised cold-blooded, right? So her raising me, she was a little bit more warm than what she received. But then for me, it was still cold-blooded. And then I'm more warm than her. But I feel like it has to be taught. Like, some people don't question. And then there wasn't you have to think about the world too. Now we have TikTok, we have Facebook, got Google. Like, it's so easy to get these resources and hear this knowledge. But who was talking about it back in the day? Like, my son's 18 years ago, I didn't see people talking about, like, oh yeah, so you just have to be patient with him, and tantrums are completely developmentally normal. No, when my son was like 18 years ago, they're like, oh, if he fall out with him. Whoop him. Don't let him embarrass you out in public. Like, you know, he's a boy and you're a single mom.
It's not allowing me to
like,
move this up. It's seriously refreshing to a point where it's just like, I don't know, like, all right, so it's just for
it
you.
shouldn't have to be taught, but it
like,
does.
Isn't that crazy?
When you get raised up in abuse and trauma,
and look, this is still on and working. It's still healthy.
Okay, so you must be just coming here. Forgive and forget is kind of weird or strange to talk about things that occurred years ago. So even though these things occurred years ago, it's still living rent free inside of me.
That's crazy.
So that's why I have to talk about it, because it's affected my life and my marriage, my parenting, how I make friends with people, how I interact with people. It has a lasting effect. So I have to identify the ways that it has affected me, and and then I use the identification of the way that has affected me become a better person, because I have to teach myself how to be a better person because I wasn't taught these things on the front end of my life.
So there is two women that I had mentioned before prior, not earlier today, but in prior conversations, there are two women that I had mentioned before, and supposedly in that family dynamic, actually you saw in the courtroom, that I was, that I'm up against two other women. And instead of actually delving into the part about, slavery and the activities that Black people are participating in, they rather go ahead and jump over that. Because again, a lot of people whose bread and butter, how many is this? 3.1 likes, and they've gotten some money, and how many followers? 20.6K followers. Again, people's bread and butter is watching me. That's their exploitation. That's exploitative. Okay? That's what they're doing. This is off the whole human zoo kind of situation. So with the religious woman and everything like that earlier, like, they'll, as soon as I come up on here, like they'll have a different reaction, but it's just like, or they'll say something even more targeted to what it is that I'm going through. So there's no kind of leering towards the part about leering away from any of the parts about people not wanting to try to make a profit or anything like that off of me, because it's evident and it's clear. And again, I have it from politicians, things that I've said literally verbatim repeated and recycled and used to help celebrities and also to help politicians, attract other people. So yeah, these are exploitative situations that they get. Me, I get nothing. Me, I am ostracized. Me, I am the one that's harmed and harassed. So this is slavery. This is what abuse. This is one of the conditions under slavery. So yeah, let's go into more about what. Let's find some more content. That's what I've been doing. Just been swiping up and down. But here, I had filmed me trying to get into refresh my whole TikTok, and it wouldn't allow me to because my internet is somehow acting wonky. But then, as you can see, I'm talking to you guys on my laptop, and my laptop seems cool. So that works on my Wi-Fi, and this also works on my Wi-Fi. But all of a sudden now the app doesn't want to work correctly or properly. So you are seeing it here, and you're seeing it live, baby. And now, and now it doesn't want to work on here either now on my own phone. Bitch, let me tell you something. That is insane. I just have to clean out of that one. That is crazy.
And especially if you've been doing it for a very long time, it literally feels scary to let go of something that's been attached to you for so long. And this is the most important part of looking at alchemy, because when you start to alchemize these things, it makes it so much easier to get rid of this sticky astral chi that's literally attached to you. That's why it's so hard for people to get over, relationships. Because the more your astral, emotional energy is bound to the light of who and what you are, the harder it is to get rid of. Y'all have been in relationships before. You've probably been in a relationship with somebody that told you, "I don't want to be with you. Go away. Please leave me alone." But in your mind, like, please stay. You're begging somebody. Clearly, they don't want to be with you. Get away. But that energy is still stuck to you. And it feels scary to let it go or whatever. The person clearly does not want to be with you. It's really hard for people to get over that. But this applies to everything that your emotions are grounded into. So you have awareness, and this is the beautiful thing about alchemy. Is once you become aware of how it functions and you're even able to recreate that functionality, you become immune to those effects. And this is a universal thing to the most part. Some things, they're going to affect you no matter what. But you can kind of think about the alchemy of music. right? Music has always been used as a tool to teach and to brainwash people and things like that, especially in America. It's all about brainwashing from the mainstream media. But, when you're younger, you'll listen to stuff, you'll repeat the mantra, the affirmation from the songs, and it becomes a part of your psyche. This is who and what I am. What up, Mark Anthony? How you doing? Becomes part of who you are. Look at gangster rap music. We know who ran the gangster rap industry, and what nobody that looked like me. So put that out there like that, all right? And it was all about, do everything destructive to who you are, who and what you are. Nigga, what's that? Smoke weed every day. That's tell you everything. With the system telling you smoke weed every day. And this has been like my main subject lately, especially being in California. But everybody wants to smoke weed every day and think that this is, listen.
You can't get yourself together. Look at your environment. Pay yourself attention so that you're able to pinpoint certain things that you can kind of improve on so that we can get that depression up off of you quicker. Maybe not off of you forever. Although, honestly, I might have to.
Oh, what happened? See, look at this.
Depression has even touched me in a while. And when I can feel it coming, like I feel it on me, I don't think depression ever leaves. I can feel it on me, but it doesn't take over. And I don't know. There is no cure. There is no solution. There is no fix. There's only Band-Aids. I'm saying I don't know if I believe that or not. I don't know. Good morning. Hi, Jackie Green. Hope you and Tristan have a good weekend. Thank you. Thank you very much. Tristan is at his dad's house. We're not going to start on this ridiculousness. Because I thought he needed me so much. I thought I was being such a bad mom. Anyway. I said journaling helps you organize your thoughts. I thought about that this morning. Everything feels like it's been a long time. This morning, I thought about that. Journaling helps you organize your thoughts. I never understood the point of journaling. I'm like, that just seems like a whole lot of what are we doing? But I realized today as I write stuff down, like I jot things down, you're organizing your thoughts when you do that. And it doesn't always have to be, if you're not somebody that just writes like full on paragraphs, it doesn't have to be a full story. It doesn't have to be a Dear Diary. If you like it like that, do it like that. However, it doesn't have to be. I'm a bullet point type of girl. I got to bullet point certain things down, just certain random thoughts that will pop in my head during my time alone, and I'll just randomly jot them down. And it might seem silly in the moment, but when you look back, you're organizing your thoughts so that you can make more sense of them. You need that. Journaling, you need that. I said growth and evolution comes when you let life happen, when you let go of control. And that's funny. I kind of hinted on that during this live, but I think what I meant by that this morning was, I try to control everything, and then the outcome will always be the way that I get it to go, if that makes sense. So like if I'm stuck on a particular outcome of something, if I'm trying to have control over all of my steps, I'm going to almost force myself or do what I have to do in order to stay on track with that. But if I just chill out and let God take the lead and let go of control, then my perspective and my mindset can now be what needs to happen will happen. I'm not fighting to get to the next step. So for just to give you an example, me being in Ohio right now, I know I would put my life on the fact I'm going right back to North Carolina. I know that. I know that North Carolina is where I'm supposed to be. So if I try to take control of everything, I'm like, okay, I know North Carolina is where I'm supposed to be, so I need to get there now. And so now I'm sitting here trying to figure out ways to get to North Carolina. Why? Because I'm taking control over something I'm not in control over. God is the one that's in control over that. God has a plan. If God allowed me to be here, there's a reason that I'm here. So instead of trying to take control and rush into my next season, I need to let go and let God. Look at how that quote came about. Now I get that one. I get that quote now. I just got it though right now for the very first time. But yeah, I feel like when I just started to let life happen, just let God take control. and just stop trying to figure everything out. You don't need to figure everything out. What is meant to happen will happen, period. And it's definitely helped my anxiety. It's helped my depression. It's helped my stress. It's helped in so many ways when I realized I don't actually have to do everything by myself. I don't have to be as independent as I've always been. Like, I'm not by myself anymore. Hey, my phone has been glitching. Hey, Carter. Would you let God decide your decisions when you're worrying about friendship or things will work out? When you're worrying about friendship, why let God decide everything? I'm not gonna lie. I don't do nothing with God's name not on it. But it's y'all know, you especially know Jackie Green. It don't even feel right saying just Jackie. But it's taken me a lot of work to get here. So as strong in faith as I am now, it took me a lot to get here. Now I'm not doing nothing with God's name not on it. If God didn't give me the green light, it's a no. If he didn't say yes, not if he was quiet, and so I took that as a yes. No, if God didn't say yes, I'm not going, I'm not participating, I'm not talking to you, I'm not hanging out with you. Like, it's a no. I don't even want to risk it. But yes, I give God control in every area because God knows better than me. God knows his plan. I don't know God's plan. I mean, I know snippets. I know what God showed me. I know the vision that God showed me or the details that God allowed me to see, but I don't know God's whole plan. He hears conversations that you don't hear. So even when it doesn't make sense,
Escape accountability and persevere.
It don't have to make sense.
No, and preserve.
Again, that goes back to we try to figure everything out. We want everything to make sense to us. If it made sense to you, love, you wouldn't need faith. You wouldn't need, what is God there for then? If it made sense to you, if it makes sense to you, it ain't God's will, because God's will ain't going to make sense like that. It might make enough sense for you to participate in it, but it's never going to make complete, total, 100% sense. You can't make sense of something that God made.
Forget slavery.
You're nowhere close to God. I'm confused how that even makes sense. But yes, I would let God decide your decisions when you're worrying about friendship and things will work out. But I also don't be worrying about things are going to work out. I used to. So I feel like the reason I was always so worried about things working out is because I was trying to perfect the plan that I had for my life. That was my plan. So I felt like I was in control because I'm the one that made the plan. So now I'm counting on my own self, right? I don't do that anymore. I count on God because God has a plan for my life and I'm trying to ride that plan out. I'm not going after what I thought I wanted or my plan for my life. So that worry doesn't really, I'm not worried because the truth of the truth is God's plan will work out, period. There's nothing that you can do to mess up God's plan. There's no wrong decision you can make. There's no wrong turn you can make to mess up God's plan for your life. So if you're riding based on God's plan, you shouldn't be worried about whether that will work out or not. God's plan will always work out. And if that...
Forget slavery and the abusive actions we're doing. Instead, focus on God's plan, because God's plan is what's really driving you home. Like, can you imagine that? We're going to, show some slaves right now and things of that nature. Can you imagine that in a concentration camp? Can you imagine that, really? That's insane. That's insane. Hold on.
And I think that's a big thing too, because I feel like when people always said lacking faith, I kind of interpreted that as, I'm doubting God. I'm doubting God's plan, or I'm doubting God's will, or I'm doubting. No, that's not always what it means. I guess it can mean that sometimes, but that's not what I mean when I say that. I mean, like, if I'm trusting God in a certain area, but then I'm really, really worried or stressed out about that certain area, is that not lacking the faith and feeling like God has control over that area? Because if you genuinely believe that God has control over that particular area, what are you worried for? You worrying means you don't think that it's going to work out how it's supposed to work out, aka you don't believe that God's going to get it done. Is that not a lack of faith? I mean, for me, it was. I don't know about for you, but for me, it was. For me, it was a lack of faith. I am so solid in God's plan now. Like, I trust God so much that nothing really worries me like that. Of course, things worry me. I'm a normal human being with normal human emotions, right? But when I'm worried about something, I go to God and I say, "Hey, God, I'm like worried about this.
Like, one
saves,
always saves." That is actually an interesting point.
Ask God to cut your grass.
That.
Just know He will show you some things about the people around you. Make sure you ask Him to open.
The mindset falls under what's called Calvinism, like once saved, always saved. Yeah, and then they expect, you know, for an actual miracle to happen. But the thing is that God works through people. But if people are actually doing nothing but exploiting me, like this person with their 50,000 views, in order to use me as a totem to attract their viewers and whatnot like that, then they're expecting me. They are in a passive way stating that I should be saving myself, or that basically no one should be helping me, that I should, you know, really follow on saving myself. And that induces perseverance porn, and it's abuse. It really is abuse. Thank you so much, Mr. Baker, for making that comment. Like once saved, always saved. Because it's definitely something that I need to put into my it's something I need to reflect on myself and just on my notes. But look at this. Like, would you literally, not everybody is going to be freaking
certain things, especially mental illnesses or mental, you know, somebody struggling with mental health in some type of way. If I love somebody, whether it's a friend, whoever it is, if I have had this best friend for X amount of years and I love them and now they're depressed, but their depression is now coming onto me, I have to put myself first. I can help you as much as I can. But at some point, if your energy is badly affecting my energy, it's above me. I have to cover you in prayer and go about my bit, protect myself. If that makes me a bad friend, then I'll be a bad friend. But I don't think that it does, because I can't save everybody. It's not my job to save you. I don't have the power to save you. So if anything, I'm doing you a disservice. I can love you.
She's not wrong in that sense. Oh my goodness, Mr. Baker, it would actually be nice if I could have like one. I don't know. I'm really not good with technology, so it would have been really nice to kind of have like a conversation where, like, you know, something where you can actually like speak or something, like how they have it on TikTok. But yeah, because actually it would be nice to talk to people and get like immediate feedback on what it is actually happening behind the scenes, instead of people talking about me or colluding about me in the group chats and planning things. So this is crazy. So I'm gonna keep going with the content.
Openly talk to me, yeah. So it's almost like he always wants you to remember that, you know, sometimes if you have to take off your wife hat and give them advice as a friend, you know, as a lover, okay, don't be afraid to do that, because sometimes that's what it takes. You know, tell it, Musa, you know, let this person know, I'm not your wife right now. I'm absolutely going to be your friend, but here's how I see what you're getting ready to do. Okay? Okay? Are they fighting? Okay, he made his choice. I know that's right, Christina. Are they fighting, Spirit? Are him and his baby mama fighting? Yes or no? Are they fighting? They may not be fighting right now. Okay, I feel like bottom of the day is a King of Wands energy, but it is the reverse. They may not be fighting, but this baby mama is bitter about something. So, or she's bitter, she carries it to work, but she's bitter, she drags Musa down, yeah, because she can't help herself. Okay, so they may not be fighting now, but she's definitely angry about something. Okay, so in advice, we got divine source. Okay, your spirit team want you to consume yourself with love, joy, love, light, and positivity. Okay, I feel like your spirit team also want you to speak life over your relationship with Musa, because it's definitely going to help it go a long way. They're going to be talking to you about work over the weekend and over the next couple of days, so they hope that you don't mind. Okay, because they're just really trying to, you know, bounce some ideas and get a clear sense of what they need to do and how things need to happen. Clarify divine source and remembering to love one another first, because humility. Okay, so friend, if you ever need guidance or you ever need support, sometimes we need to humble ourselves before God, our spirit team, angel source, okay, and tell them what it is that we need. I do want my commitment and my marriage to be successful. I do want Musa to be open and honest, to be able to have a conversation with me, you know, so asking your spirit team what you can do and how you can encourage this person, it really will go a long way. That's what I'm feeling. Musa can't wait to come home and date you and love you, but I feel like you guys are going to be talking about money, because they're trying to minimize on some of the travel that they've been doing. They don't like being away. So their intentions are, okay, to come up with some kind of game plan that would allow them to be available, would allow them to be in a relationship, would allow them to be around their family. Okay, and they want to say thank you, okay, for telling them how you always feel. Okay, because you're the only person that has the courage to be able to tell them when things are not right.
So it's like you're not going to be able to allow the flow of your life to change and flourish. You are not painting your picture. You let somebody come in and paint your picture for you, and you expect to be happy on somebody else's version of what they said your life's supposed to be. You looking at everybody, judging everybody want to be like everybody, baby. You cannot be on the outside looking in and thinking your life gonna be just like, if my life gonna be great, they can do it, I can do it too. Yo, you don't know what that person had to go through. And first of all, you don't know so many people, majority of these people during this tough ass time is scamming like a motherfucker. Baby, if you willing to take that risk and take your ass to the Fed, then go ahead by all means, hell better, baby. But you gonna be back at square one, back at that, cause they gonna take your shit and all that, but you know, forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had, baby. You could be your own leader by you learning and becoming aware of who you are. I appreciate the love. Yeah, I appreciate the share. Y'all share my videos. Tell the screen. I appreciate you. I really do. The courageous, skinny, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen, baby. The seeds of seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Bringing unconsciousness to light. Like I said, with that man in that movie, he was having nightmares. He was being chased by liberty demons. Like, y'all, it wasn't little to him. They was grand as hell.
Hold on for one moment, because this is a live, and so I can't pause it. But you said, just remember, God is not a fool, because people want to play him for one. Exactly. I think it's just like so crazy when people try to speak on your behalf. And it's just like, so when people speak on behalf of God, it's just like, he already left the message of practically, do no initial harm, but take no shit. As long as it's all love, and that we are made in his image. But it's crazy how people are weaponizing religion in order to speak for him and also to harm his children, other people. I believe in universal law. It's just crazy. Like I can go in. I honestly, if I had like a nice little coffee, I can go into this for hours, Mr. Baker. Like honestly, like I'm not even pacifying you, but it's just like I don't really talk to people because like it's just keeping it a buck. People are just like, society has really shown their ass, and admittingly, it's something again I have to get over. It's just like I played into that because people were giving a lot of distractions, so I really wasn't expecting that amount of people to be so gung-ho and exploitative and actually invest into slavery. That's just, oh my God. Anyway, and he will make righteous judgments that have eternal implications, regardless of what it is acceptable in earthly societies. I don't know. I was kind of say, hold on. Yes, he will, but it's just like, yes, he will. Things make a way. In universal law, I already foresee some really tragic things happening. And it'll be the I told you so that I will keep to myself. But yeah, righteous judgments have eternal implications regarding of what is acceptable in earthly societies. I mean, yeah, that is true. Like, but that's after we die. And unfortunately, what leads up to our deaths is just like, it's going to be an I told you so, where people are really going to be showing their asses in irredeemable ways. They've already done that, but it's just getting worse.
He did that. And then he got killed because he was in there. When he woke up in the afterlife, it was so many different portals that he could have.
Tomorrow, the only thing that will last is Jesus Christ. That's the only thing that will last. God gave my 1-year-old baby brother cancer. You said explain that. You said God gave your 1-year-old baby brother. It's a part of life. We live in a very sinful world. My son died in front of me. My son drowned in front of me, and I could do nothing about it. God gave your 1-year-old baby brother cancer. I will be lifting them up in prayer. I pray that God heals them, but if he doesn't, he is still good. If he decides to take your baby brother, he will be with him. But I pray that he gets to have a long life and that he will get to know Jesus one day, apart from this wicked world. My son is with Jesus right now.
Mr. Baker, are you at work right now? Or are you just like, are you working and doing this also watching me? I wonder. I'm not trying to be smart.
God, today, I am thankful that He has healed my heart and that He has given me the peace to know that my son is in the kingdom of God. My son is in a place where there is no sickness. My son is in a place where there is no sadness. My son is in a place where there is no wickedness right now. My son is in the best place that people wish that they can be in this
I
world.
work for my
But this
family
world
business.
cannot offer you that.
Respect.
This world is going to be destroyed.
I really wish that
And only those who
I ideally wanted to have one of those moments where, I made a post before a long time ago on my Facebook about, bringing my wealth to others. And even on social media, when it came to me, doing something, that was creative or, with my Just Beats Honey channel, I wanted to like engage my friends and my family into it because it was just like, oh yeah, well, like you guys have like a personality. Like, why don't you go ahead and what she explaining is that pain that she went through watching her children die, she's only able to find solace and redemption for herself and her grief through Jesus Christ. Wait, was she? Why she is explaining is that pain? What, Mr. Baker? What she is explaining is that the pain that she went through watching her children die, she only faced on to redemption herself. No, I don't believe that she's saying that. I believe that she's saying that, her child has found solace and peace, in heaven. And it's something that not a lot of people in this sinful world will get a privilege to receive. I think that's what she was alluding to. But yeah, my only the finding redemption for herself and her grief through Jesus Christ. She is able to find peace with what she was explaining that is. What she was explaining that is. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to get it together because obviously in the first initial conversation you were explaining everything like wonderful, but now what she was explaining that is. I'm sorry, is your cat stepping on the keys or something? Like, what is going on here? Oh my god, it's 10:19. Okay, I have to travel somewhere. And because I am a lady, it's gonna take a while for me to get ready and get dressed. So, and for me to say I'm gonna do an hour is it's laughable. So yeah, I'm probably gonna give a few moments to this, but Mr. Baker, it was nice, and hopefully you're not a gang stalker. Well, probably are, but at least you are a respectful one. Hopefully you're not my abuser in a with one of those fake profiles. Probably so, because you said that you work for your family business. But nonetheless, you've been respectful, and I thank you, Mr. Baker, for stopping by and kind of discussing things. And either way, I hope that she finds peace in her faith. Yeah. Well, wait. Whoa, Mr. Baker. Whoa, what kind of faith do you say? Do you believe in God? Can I ask you that, Mr. Baker? Mr. Baker, do you believe in God? Not a God, not gods, but do you believe in God, Mr. Baker? She finds peace in her faith. Yes, she does. She finds peace in her faith. It sounds like it genuinely does. It sounds like she finds peace in her faith, Mr. Baker. But I am curious. I would assume that you do believe in God because you said in your second post you just remember God is not a fool. So would I be correct to assume that you do believe in God? Because just because you know about it. No, young lady, I just stumbled across your page. Okay, well then, hello, hi. But do you believe in God? I mean, you can be very knowledgeable about God, but not, be a believer or a follower of Him. Because I've witnessed myself people who are like that. But no, young lady, I just stumbled across your page. Okay. Regardless, thank you for the conversations, and thank you. Because I actually do appreciate your input and your I appreciate your input, and I actually appreciate your comments. I am a believer, and I was encouraged to call myself a Christian again by a gentleman or pastor by the name of Ambassador Everett because he gave a thorough understanding of what a Christian is. Respect. Respect. I think this was a nice way to start my day. Thank you, Mr. Baker. I am going to be doing videos again. I might not do it later today. I might. I literally just play it by ear. So I will see you guys all later unless there is any more content in here. Mr. Baker, I'm going to say good day to you.
Tuesday through Friday. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss me with it. You're gonna miss me with it. What is the final goal? What is the final goal of our government? We don't care. We will never care what the final goal of our government is because we don't work for our government. The government works for us. Oh, you see how a twist of turn comes about? Could you imagine? You don't ever actually care about what the hell the government is doing at the end of the day. You only care about if the government is supporting you. And if they're not, throw them out. Sakala Asura. It's very straightforward. That's why you have a 14th and 15th Amendment. You know, the first one gives you the right to vote. The other one protects all rights around it. Don't play with me. That's why they don't want to teach you your civil rights. If they can't teach you your civil liberties or anything that represents the constitutional rights that you were born with in this country, there'd be too many cooks in the kitchen. You would actually know how to vote people in. And you would take the opportunity of knowing that you're more powerful than the Electoral College. So I can't actually take the opportunity of, I'm just rambling at this point, but I just wanted you to know that. Somebody said world history. Interesting. Yeah, ain't it? I know. Seeing a nappy-headed black girl up here currently right now taking the opportunity to teach her about world history is crazy. But let's be very clear. In the video that I just posted for you, I also showed you that I lived in South Africa and London. I showed you that I graduated from Manhattanville College, and then I showed you that I didn't need any of my degrees to do exactly what I'm doing right now. I show you every single day that your government is against each other, not us. They don't give a damn about us. If they did, they would actually be taking the opportunity to canvass at your back door. Canvassing means that the senators and House Representatives show up at your door and ask you what you need. They don't do that. There's endorsers, people that have enough money to actually fund their campaign so they don't have to do anything like that. So my mama died. So I'm taking the opportunity of finishing her mission and making sure that we touch a soul every day. And that's all I got to worry about. And as long as I'm worried about that, hell, I'm good to go. It's not that much. It's not that much. I hope that makes sense. Somebody said the average taxpayer works January to May to pay taxes, so who works for whom? The average taxpayer currently signs off on a contract to accept a payment for a certain amount of years. When they sign off to accept that contract, which is that job, they make sure that they currently take the opportunity of being the best in that position.
Okay, guys, I'm definitely going to go this time.
See you later. Become the best in your position that you were given in this life. You were not given a contract when you came out the womb, and 9 times out of 10, you don't even remember what you were doing as a baby. So basically, all we're currently conjuring up is one day you woke up and realized you had consciousness. And when you had consciousness, you had to follow the village that